My sister-in-law threw a party for my son with strangers without notifying me.
Who's at the party?
So on Saturday, we celebrated my son's birthday, and my husband and I had a party for him with all of his friends and our families. It was a blast, and everything turned out perfect. By the way, this comes from OKCookie7515. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, 2 weeks ago, my mother-in-law asked if she could borrow my son the day after his birthday to take him to his favorite indoor playground. She texted me today and asked if she could also borrow my daughter, who is 8 months old, so I could stay behind and clean up the mess from the party. I thought, wow, yes, that would be helpful, right?
He sounds lovely so
Sounds
far.
great. Well, little did I know she took them to the indoor playground because my sister-in-law had planned a party for my son and invited all her friends and their kids whom I don't even know or have ever met. That's weird. Why
It's
wouldn't you invite
weird.
OP?
Right? Like, I get the kind gesture. I'm happy that she added and their kids.
Yeah, that'd be so weird. She's like, yes, all my adults have come to goggle at my nephew.
From the title, I was totally
Yeah.
picturing that.
We're going to put him in a glass case and everyone's just gonna
He's literally in one of
Take
those netted
notes.
climbing
Yeah.
gyms and they all have binoculars.
like, as you can see here, the young human boy.
He's very agile.
He's
Climbs quick.
rambunctious. My son only knew one kid of the bunch that went. I probably only personally met 2 out of the 15 people who attended. I am so devastated that my mother-in-law was not honest with my husband and me from the start. My husband and I are not on speaking terms with my sister-in-law, but even then, my mother-in-law made us invite her to the party we threw for my son and threatened to stop helping with the kids if we didn't. That's insane. Even though she hardly ever helps. To keep the peace with my mother-in-law, we decided to invite my sister-in-law, and she did come to my son's birthday party. Now, I am so disappointed and disgusted that they would throw my son a birthday party with a bunch of strangers he didn't know. Not only that, but I trusted them with my baby. And now I'm seeing pictures of strangers holding my baby girl.
Oh,
no.
no.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Oh, now it's no contact with mother-in-law and sister-in-law.
Looks like you're
Bummer.
both out.
It makes me feel like a horrible mother knowing I didn't have control over their safety with other strangers. Am I the a-hole for thinking I should have been notified, invited, and even asked if it was okay to throw him a party? No, you're not the a-hole.
You're not the a-hole. That's wild.
We have also been planning a surprise party for my mother-in-law next week with a DJ and a live band, which I am now tempted to cancel. My husband is talking to his mom tomorrow, and I am losing sleep, feeling like the worst mom ever. And there are some comments, but what do you think?
Ooh. Okay. Well, first off, not the a-hole. We
Yeah.
established that.
No.
Especially once you hit, like, there's pictures of random strangers
Yeah.
holding my 8-month-old. As far as the party for mother-in-law, though, I feel like in some way you probably can't get money back for that.
I'm not canceling it.
I'm not canceling it. I'm not going, and neither are my 2 kids. My husband
Oh.
can go.
See, from what it sounds like to me, it sounds
Yeah.
like they're throwing a surprise party. So it sounds
Oh my
like
God.
OP and her husband are planning it.
Are you just, I got you.
We're not inviting mother-in-law. Now it's just
We're
a
having a
cool ass
party.
party. A cool butt party. Yeah. That's
that
it.
works too.
Mm-hmm. Comment 1 says, how are you the worst mom? Mother-in-law hijacked your kids. You do need to work on that spine. Keeping peace with mother-in-law just means letting her have her way all the time. I'd definitely cancel the party for the old sneak. And low contact to no contact going forward. OP says, yes, I'm done being nice. I'm usually a pushover, but not when it comes to my kids. They blindsided me, and now I'm seeing my sister-in-law's social media, and I literally ran to the bathroom and almost threw up thinking about my babies being held and celebrated by people that I've never met. Reply says, comment under every single picture that you did not approve of any of those people touching your children. Make an issue of it. So strange. Report the pictures your sister-in-law posted and have them taken down. Don't just let her or anyone post pictures of your kids. Comment 2 says, not the a-hole. Your husband needs to strongly back you up. I hope your kids didn't catch anything from those strangers.
Yeah.
Cancel the party for your lying mother-in-law. Don't cancel. It's a surprise party. You have a DJ and a live band.
Party it up.
It's next week. Don't
invite all your
cancel.
friends.
Literally, it's gonna be so much fun.
Like, hey guys, if anyone texted me last minute surprise DJ party, I'm
Sick.
there.
I'd be like, oh my god, guys, we're having a surprise. We're having a
non-surprise surprise party. It's a surprise for all of you guys now.
You guys didn't know it was happening. Live band, DJ.
Yeah. I mean, the
over.
guests all know about it still, presumably.
And you're like, hey, mother-in-law can no longer make it, so it's just gonna be a party.
Yeah.
OP, this finally made my husband realize the double standards my mother-in-law has for him and his sister. She would have never allowed us to do something like that to her. Sister-in-law doesn't have kids, but so wrong to have helped conceal the truth from us. Comment 3 says, I would be outraged. I would feel physically ill too. Your job as a parent is to keep your kids safe, and you can't keep your kids safe if you don't know who they're with. They lied to you. You are not overreacting, and you are not the a-hole. Please never, ever, ever let your kids be alone with your mother-in-law or sister-in-law ever again. Terrifying, awful people. They should be so ashamed of themselves. OP says, yeah, mother-in-law is super ashamed, cried, and understands why we're setting more boundaries and low contact with her. Oh,
okay.
Whoa. I was not expecting her to be remorseful at all.
I did think there was going to be some level of the manipulation came from sister-in-law still, but for her to so easily not just brush it away.
Say no,
Yeah, actually, like,
still
being
lied.
upset.
Sister-in-law absolutely lost her rights to have a relationship with our kids. Comment 2 says, wow. Simply wow. I can't believe you're tempted to cancel your mother-in-law's party. You should be scorching the earth and cutting mother-in-law and sister-in-law permanently on everything and shouting from the rooftops that they'll never ever see your children again. You need to tell your husband that you and your children are no longer a part of his family, and if he's not on board, he can leave and you'll be filing for divorce. Okay, we haven't got any indication that husband is not on board with this.
Husband was going to talk to mother-in-law.
Husband seems to be pretty active as a parent and a good partner. I don't think we need to even think about divorce right now. That's crazy. There's no compromise on this. If you have to get a lawyer, get one that's a shark that will get you everything you and your kids deserve. Commenter, calm down. I'm still blown away with what his family did. Are you sure your husband didn't know? Jeez.
Okay. How would your opinion change if it came out that husband did know?
Ooh, pretty bad. Would
you go to divorce?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Because then, honestly, I'd be like, wow, you lied to me. That's totally inappropriate. But then I'd be like, okay, on the other hand, still really mad at you. But also at least, someone was aware where our kids were.
And now you're willing to fix it at least.
Yeah. Regardless, you need to stand up to his vile mother and sister and tell them that because of their behavior, they will never ever see your children again. Don't just think about it, do it. If you do nothing, then expect your in-laws to lie to you always and have future parties with your children without you or your husband. By the way, I would never lie about the full episodes with stories just like this that you can listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up OK Storytime. There is a final update, but do you have any thoughts?
Well. I mean, I'm glad mother-in-law seems to have some remorse.
Yeah.
I still think low contact, for now at least, she needs to work that trust back up.
Absolutely.
Is good. I'm not saying mother-in-law can't ever get back to that trusting level, but sister-in-law is not.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, and she's not getting my kids unsupervised like that. I'm not finding out through my kids popping up on my social media without me.
To me, it seems like the kids came home, or the son came home and was like, yeah, we had a surprise party.
Oh, I'm sure that young,
so
he's at the age where he's just gonna be like, and we did this and this and
then everyone came over and I didn't know any of them.
And there's a lot of weird people there, Mom. There's not
and
any
they kept
of
taking
them.
pictures of me. Really weird.
I smiled for them all though, Mother. Don't worry.
Don't worry, Mom. I looked great.
You'll see them soon.
Update. Mother-in-law apologized to us and validated our feelings. The surprise party was canceled. We are going absolutely no contact with sister-in-law and keeping limited contact with mother-in-law. A bit of context. My son is on the spectrum. He's super smart and bright, but still struggles with full communication. I am very cautious about who we allow in our lives because of this. Sister-in-law is blaming her mom for not communicating to us that it was a birthday party. She is no longer allowed to have a relationship with our kids. As for the Instagram photos she posted of the party, they have now expired. Obviously, my son was happy. He got presents and cake. And I do love when people love on my kids. I wrote this post at 3 a.m. to vent and see if I'm the a-hole for thinking I should have been invited or notified. And that's the end of the story.
I criticized my wife's DIY haircut and she had a meltdown on me.
You're supposed to say, no, honey, I love your bangs.
My wife, 25 female, decided to follow what she says is a TikTok trend. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't really know what it is. Instead of going to a salon, she cut her own hair. Her hair used to go down to her back, and now it's really short. By the way, this comes from Chemical Vanilla 201. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Sometimes I don't even know that. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, she asked me what I thought. I said, wow, why didn't you just go to a salon?
Why would you say that?
She said she likes it this way because it feels liberating. She asked again how I liked it, and I said it looks uneven. And like her 5-year-old niece was left alone with scissors.
OP, you're the a-hole.
We didn't need to add that second
You're
part.
the a-hole. You're the a-hole.
She got really upset and said that I was being controlling. Well, I don't think you were being
I don't think you're being controlling. I think you're being an a-hole.
And that I was just making excuses because men stereotypically like women with long hair. I told her the issue isn't the length, it's that the haircut itself looks bad, especially in the back. I also said, oh no, since my company's Christmas dinner is tomorrow, could she please go to a salon and fix it?
You're the a-hole.
She started crying and called me a jerk. Now she says she isn't coming to the dinner at all. I honestly don't know what to do. She was trying to give herself a pixie cut like Anne Hathaway or Michelle Williams, but instead gave herself a Dumb and Dumber Lloyd Christmas haircut. Am I the a-hole?
Yes.
Comments. Comment 1. You're not out of line for saying it looks bad or that she should fix it. I think a reasonable person would want to know what people honestly think, especially before they go to a major public event. You are out of line for saying it looks like a 5-year-old cut it. That's just being unnecessarily cruel. Yeah. I agree with that commenter. Comment 2. Pro tip. If you want people to listen to your criticism, maybe try to not insult them while you give it.
Yeah.
I don't know why you had to insult her and say that about the 5-year-old being left alone with scissors. I don't know why you would say something insulting and then be insulted and surprised that she's upset and doesn't want to go to the dinner or fix it.
Yeah, because sometimes you get like, I mean, I do this where sometimes my parents will say something about an outfit and then I'm just like shut down. I'm like, well, now I can't
I don't
even
even
go
want
out.
to go now.
I'm done. And like, there's probably an incredibly easy fix. But if I'm already in that mood, it's like
such
it's so hard to get
fine
out.
line, and I think it is so mood dependent because sometimes I do want honest feedback about an outfit.
Absolutely.
But then other times I just want you to be like, you look great. Let's go.
Yeah. I feel like if I come up to you and say like, does this look weird? You could be like, yeah, that doesn't really go together. If I come up to you and say, do I look good? Yes. Yes, you do. Yeah. And you can give little critiques. You can give like, oh, I think with different shoes. I think maybe that your hair should be up or down. That's it.
Oh, wow, that's new. I'm glad you like it. How about you go to the salon to have them touch up the back since that's hard to do on your own? Other than that, if you like the length, then that's great. Would not have unalived you. You're the a-hole, not for not liking her haircut, but for being mean and foolish with how you brought up her fixing it. This is your wife. Oh. Would you have wanted her to mock you for trying something and saying you looked like you let a 5-year-old do it? Probably not. And we have an update.
Oh boy.
And the update is, since I don't have the energy to reply to DMs.
Let's see if she actually went to this dinner.
Ooh.
I think if OP actually listens to these comments,
yes,
he could go to his wife and say, I'm so sorry for how I said that. I love the length. I just think it's a little uneven. And like, you know, I'd love to pay for you to go, like us to go to the salon together and we can make a little day out of it.
Yeah. My worry, this is the day before the dinner.
It's true.
Is she going to be able to? Update. I apologized to my wife.
Ooh.
I told her I was being a mean knucklehead and that my comments were uncalled for. I told her that whether she wanted to go to a salon or was happy with her hair as it is, it was totally fine by me. The only thing I really wanted was for her to come with me to my work Christmas party. She forgave me, but said she wasn't going to a salon because she likes her hair. I accepted that and we went to the party. She knows most of my coworkers' wives, so she went to say hi to them while I talked with the guy from work. After a while, she came up to me and asked if we could leave early.
Were all the girls like,
Oh.
oh, your hair. Oh.
Oh, I hope they weren't mean, girl. She looked upset. I said I wish we could, but we had to stay until my boss gave his speech. Leaving right then would have looked really bad unless it was an emergency. She said no problem. In the middle of my boss's speech, one of my coworkers' wives, who's also her friend, quietly came up to me and whispered that my wife was in the bathroom crying and having a meltdown. I had to sneak out. It turned out she felt really insecure about her haircut because two of the coworkers' wives had told her politely but still that it looked terrible.
Oh, why? Why? Tell her later. I don't know.
One of them even offered to book her an appointment with a stylist to fix it before Christmas. I need to see how bad this haircut is.
It's got to have been pretty bad.
Yikes. I talked her out of the bathroom and told my boss my wife had an emergency and that we needed to leave. Luckily, he understood. She cried and screamed the whole way home, saying people are mean and had made fun of her and commented on her hair. I told her not to take it seriously, that they were probably wasted and just saying random stuff. Plus, who cares what a bunch of random strangers say? Also, she's always had long hair, so of course she looks different now, which is probably why they commented. I told her not to worry about what they think. But you know what I think? That you should go right now and listen to more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, search up OK Storytime. There's just a little bit left. Oh,
This is tough. I think she'll realize in a couple of days.
just really unfortunate timing.
Yeah, I think she's being a little stubborn.
Yeah.
Just in terms of herself. She's like, no, I like this hair. I like it. She's trying to convince herself. I think give her a couple days, make her feel good about herself. She'll realize, yeah, my hair is pretty uneven. I do need to. I think she'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We got home. She was starting to feel a bit better, but then that same woman texted her again.
Shut
with,
up, girl!
Here's the number to my stylist. Luckily, she has an opening for you on Tuesday morning.
Oh my god! These women are nasty.
Why are they doubling down?
They're nasty.
Yeah. Women are just nasty, though.
Why would you say that?
That set her off again. She started screaming and locked herself in our bathroom.
Oh, man.
I made her breakfast this morning. She feels better now, but I really don't want to talk about her hair ever again. I honestly don't know how to approach things from here, considering we are invited to my family's Christmas dinner. I'm just gonna go with the flow and don't care anymore. I had no idea a TikTok trend would end like this, but here we are.
Yeah.
I wonder if he can text his mom and be like, wife's got a pixie.
Yeah,
I need you to tell her
text-
you love it.
Yeah, you
when we
text
show
everyone
up.
in your family individually and you're like, hey. Or if you
Hype
don't want
this
the
girl
trail,
up.
if you don't want like the text
Call
trail,
them.
yeah, you call them. You say, hey, mom, you need to tell my wife she's got, okay.
She looks like Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, she looks like Anne Hathaway. I don't care how you actually think she looks. She looks like Anne Hathaway.
Nothing is wrong with her hair.
Got it? Got it.
Comment 1. I think your wife needs to accept she gave herself a terrible haircut. She should also probably stop following TikTok trends, not the a-hole. Comment 2. She can like it, but if people are giving her numbers of stylists and their availability, it must be really bad. Comment 3. You need to be prepared for another meltdown at Christmas if someone mentions her hair. How will you handle that? If she wants to leave, what will you do? Best of luck. Opie says, I'm hoping she chooses not to go.
No.
So we stay at home and have a nice, quiet Christmas together. But that's the end of that story.
My father-in-law disrespected me multiple times, so I made my husband choose between us.
It's me or your dad.
And there is a trigger warning for mentions of mistreatment. I, 34 female, have been with my husband, 32 male, for 11 years. My husband and his family are from another country, so when we started dating, I justified many things as cultural differences. But along the way, the disrespect never stopped. By the way, this comes from I don't know what I'm doing, 321, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, there are so many instances where my father-in-law disrespected me, but the one that broke the camel's back was this one. When I was 32, I gave birth to the first grandson of the family. In the last weeks of my pregnancy, father-in-law was divorcing, so I told my husband that we should let him stay in our guest room while he got his life together. It started with the fact that I didn't eat meat. So I bought a skillet for him to cook in his room, but he started cooking when I was working in my studio, and the smell filled the space. I was pregnant, so the smell hit me harder and made it impossible to work. Even after I gave birth, he did the same during nap time, which still prevented me from working. And by the way, this comes directly from the r/OKstorytime subreddit.
Yeah, that is tough. I think pregnancy-wise, it would be nice for him to like respect and be like, I understand that this is like actually making you ill to smell.
Absolutely, yeah.
Outside of pregnancy-wise,
I
kind of think you gotta let the man cook his meat.
Yeah. I think after that, I would say kind of have to deal with it a little bit.
Like, as long as he's not feeding you meat and he's respectful that that's your diet, you kind of also have to respect that that's his diet.
Yeah, I agree. I also guess I'm not like the type of person who doesn't eat meat that like is disgusted by the smell, because I still find the smell pretty appetizing. So I don't know if maybe like that's not your experience.
I'm picturing just straight bacon every day.
Which to me smells good, but I was struggling with my body image, and every time he saw me, he would ask when I was going to start going to the gym. You're gone.
Ugh.
You're gone. Sometimes I was struggling and alone, and neither he nor my sister-in-law would even grab the baby so I could eat. They only came to ask what I was eating, if I cooked something, or if I was going to. He would come in the middle of dinner to look at my plate and comment, well, that was literally my only time to relax. They never had dinner with us, never helped with chores, and never changed a diaper. It started to take a toll on me. One day, while having breakfast with my older daughter, 12 female at the time, he came into the kitchen to tell me he had already found an apartment. Thank goodness. I already knew, but I congratulated him and acted surprised. He then looked at my daughter and said he bet we were throwing a party. I just stared at him, unsure of what to say. I couldn't let him disrespect me in front of my teenage daughter. While I was thinking of what to say, he asked her again, so I stopped him and asked what was wrong with him and if that was necessary. He tried to justify it, but I was done and told him I didn't care about his explanation. I was done and tired of taking so much BS. I even cried and told him I was done letting him belittle me, and involving my daughter was the line. I told my daughter to go, and we left the dining room. I called my husband and told him everything. I was shaking and so angry. I grew up in a harmful household and was in a harmful relationship, and I have CPTSD. The things he was doing were extremely triggering, to the point that I didn't even want to come home. I couldn't create, I was unhappy, I hated my body. Little did he know I was struggling with complications from a copper IUD. I'm allergic to copper and didn't know it. Well,
aren't you pregnant right now?
This is post-pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We time jumped. I missed that part.
The copper IUD is already supposed to create an allergic reaction. That's how it works. Yeah. To like be doubly allergic to it, not great.
Very reactive.
Yeah. You're definitely not getting pregnant.
Yeah.
I was swollen and ended up at the hospital twice and spent 3 months with it in my body because no one wanted to take it out.
What?
But that's a whole other story. What? Time passed and he acted like he had changed, but today was Christmas Eve and he invited us to his new girlfriend's house. He stopped every conversation to say that it was the best Christmas dinner in 11 years. The same amount of time I had been with my husband. Funny how that works. For the last 3 Christmases, I hosted at our home, breaking my back cooking for them without any help. They didn't bring anything. We cooked everything ourselves. They only bought the food. I was so sad. When we left, I told my husband, and instead of simply validating how I felt, he justified his behavior, saying that that's just the way he is, and that he thinks he never said it that way. I didn't care. I just wanted to vent and be heard, especially because he had left to entertain our toddler 2 years. I'm sad. I have no family, and I just wanted to be accepted. But my husband literally told me they hated me and would never accept me that way. I'm sorry, if your husband is telling you that his family hates you, maybe we should limit contact.
Yeah, honestly, that's wild to me that a husband would just be like, yeah, they hate you.
Yeah. And not try and fix that.
Right.
not try and keep you away from them. Not in like a hide you, but like make it so you don't have to interact with people who hate you.
Yeah.
It hurt a lot, even though it's probably true. My daughter is living with her bio dad for the first time this Christmas, and I was planning to enjoy the evening with my husband and toddler, then go to my father-in-law's house to exchange gifts. By the way, you should exchange full episodes of stories just like this with your friends, and you can find them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up OK Storytime. And there is a little bit left to the story. Any final thoughts?
Ooh. Yeah, this is a tough one because it's like, obviously it's nothing like appalling, like he's being terribly rude comments kind of thing that no one wants to be around, and that's like super mean still.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say that's not appalling because it still is like, why are we doing this, dude?
I just think the behavior of your husband is a little bit more
I'm more
concerning
like
to
that.
me.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm like, husband needs to step up and be like, dude, stop.
Yeah, and it seems like he just excuses that behavior,
Right.
which is not okay.
Like, I don't think that a valid excuse is like, well, he's just like that as a person.
Yeah. After this, I don't want to. I even spent days making mugs for everyone as gifts, but now I don't want to give them away. They don't deserve my art, time, or effort. My husband wants to go anyway with our toddler and leave me alone. Christmas is hard for me, and he's putting it on me. I either stay alone for 2 hours, as he says, or go with him again. He doesn't want me to go and go through this again. I feel like 11 years is way too long to not have boundaries, and I'm tired of being second on his list of priorities. He never takes free time from work unless it's to plan something with his family, and when that happens, he forgets that I become anxious when plans change. I'm picky with food, and I am who I am. He usually helps me and accepts me, but when his family is around, he doesn't care and changes everything, ignoring me. I'm also neurodivergent, and he knows this. I don't know if I'm the a-hole for asking him not to go. I feel like he needs to start putting us, his family, as a priority, but I don't know if I'm right for asking this. And that is the end of that story. What do you think?
I think that the problem definitely lies more in like your husband not supporting you.
Yeah. Seems like it's a continuous issue.
Yeah. I'm not sure that 2 hours for like a Christmas visit is where I would personally draw the line of like, you can't go. But going forward, I would need more effort for like my direct family that we've built together.
Absolutely. I would be having a conversation about you need to start taking off time to hang out with your immediate family and my side.
Yeah.
Not just with yours.
Right.
And you need to stand up for me, and I have to hear all of these terrible comments from your family members.
Yeah, 1000%.